Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Baller LE Armored in GTA Online. I'm looking forward to doing this thing. I don't think I've ever customized this car before. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I haven't. So let's get into it. All right, cool. So apparently I have customized this thing before, although I don't really remember it. But anyway, starting off with the armor, it already starts off at 80%, which is pretty good. We're going to up it to 100 though. Brakes all the way up, of course. Engine as well. The upgrades for this thing are really cheap. That's interesting. Huh. Xenon lights, plate, yellow on black. For the respray, I'm not sure what color to make this thing. I feel like there's a lot of colors that this thing could look good in. Blue is looking pretty nice actually. Even light blue. Being that it is armored though, I almost want to go for like a black. I feel like that's so basic though. So maybe we'll go for ice white. Ice white is a pretty classic look for a Range Rover like this, so I like it. You already know we're going for the red interior, Grace red, of course. For the suspension, we could lower this thing down quite a bit. We're not going to today though because it is armored, so it's kind of more, to me, it's a little bit more of an off-road vehicle. So we're gonna sort of keep it like that. For the rims, I think I'm gonna go for some street rims and maybe put on the concave mega mesh, my new favorite rims. Let's make those. What color should we make them? White almost looks good, but I think it's gonna have to be black. I know this is a pretty basic customization. Not a whole lot to do to this thing, honestly, guys. Bulletproof tires are on this thing already, stock. We could add tire lettering, but I am not going to. I'm not a super huge fan of that. For the windows, let's tint those all the way out. And let's take this thing down to the ground and we'll do a sound test and a review. For an SUV, not too bad. There's definitely SUVs that I feel like sound better than this thing, but, not too bad. Off the line, a little bit of wheel spin, a little bit more than I would have expected from, something that's four-wheel drive and armored. This thing is a pretty heavy vehicle. It certainly feels pretty heavy to me when I'm driving it here. The turning response is not super good, but it's not bad either. Acceleration for a big armored vehicle, not bad. Handling, however, it could use some work. The car sort of feels like its tires are made out of wood. Not a lot of like grip when you start fishtailing like that, or when you're trying to adjust, the angle at which you're driving at. It can be a little bit sketchy, and the back end does really like to slide out on this thing apparently. So, got to keep that in mind for sure. Acceleration is good though, and the top speed seems pretty all right. It was kind of hauling up that hill. Definitely, there's going to be some faster SUVs out there, but as far as an armored SUV that's pretty fast, I mean, you're looking at like the Night Shark and like the Insurgent and the XLS. I have to say too, that is a pretty forgotten armored vehicle, but I think you would definitely be a lot better to get a Night Shark or an Insurgent if you're looking for like an armored SUV. As far as like a normal looking armored SUV, this thing's pretty cool. I would definitely say this is probably the nicest looking armored SUV that's like, not the Night Shark or the Insurgent. This and the XLS would definitely be the two picks. I think those are pretty much the only picks, honestly. But yeah, I have to say, I think the XLS has a bit more convincing performance than this thing. This thing does feel really heavy, and it does understeer quite badly. And if you start like fishtailing it, that back end really wants to slide out on you. So you got to really be careful, and you got to really sort of take your time when you're steering this thing. Yeah, it's an interesting vehicle for but I think it's about 350 grand for that price tag. I'd say it's not bad. It's good looking at the very least. Even for an armored vehicle, typically they're pretty ugly, but this thing is actually pretty nice looking. So I got to give it props for that. But Yeah, definitely would recommend getting a Night Shark or an Insurgent if you're really looking for something armored. They're going to be able to take a lot more rockets than this thing can, and you know the Insurgent's about double the price, and the Night Shark is about 3 or 4 times the price. So anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If not, dislike. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.